Scary telling.
I've always felt like I was never good enough. My parents had high expectations for me, always pushing me to get straight A's, to join clubs and teams, to volunteer, to do more. My friends were all so successful, going to Ivy League schools and getting high-paying jobs. And me? I was struggling just to get by. I tried my best, I really did. But no matter how hard I tried, it seemed like it was never enough. I was constantly stressed out, anxious, and overwhelmed. I couldn't sleep, I couldn't eat, I couldn't concentrate. I was a mess. One day, I just couldn't take it anymore. I was tired of feeling like a failure, tired of feeling like a burden. I couldn't bear the thought of disappointing my family or my friends anymore. So, I made the decision to end it all. I remember feeling a sense of relief wash over me as I prepared to take my own life. I wrote a note to my family, telling them how sorry I was and how much I loved them. I put on my favorite dress and my nicest shoes, as if I was going to a party. And then, I took a handful of pills and waited. It didn't take long for the pills to take effect. I felt myself slipping away, my body becoming numb, my mind becoming hazy. I closed my eyes and took a deep breath, ready to embrace the darkness. But then, something strange happened. I felt a jolt of energy, a surge of power. It was like my soul was being ripped from my body, pulled in a different direction. I opened my eyes, and I saw myself lying on the bed, motionless. I was dead. But I wasn't gone. I was still here, in this strange, shadowy realm. I could see and hear everything around me, but no one could see or hear me. I was invisible, intangible, and alone. I tried to reach out to my family, to tell them that I was still there, but they couldn't hear me. They were too consumed with grief, too wrapped up in their own pain. I watched as my mother cradled the necklace that I had given her, sobbing uncontrollably. I saw my father pacing the hallway, drinking one beer after another, muttering to himself. I saw my sister smearing her makeup on her pillow, wiping away tears and snot. Days turned into weeks, and weeks turned into months. I watched as my family slowly moved on with their lives, grieving but healing. But for me, there was no healing. There was only regret, guilt, and pain. I wondered if there was an afterlife, a heaven or a hell, but I couldn't find any answers. I was stuck here, in this purgatory, with no hope of escape. I was left with nothing but my thoughts, regrets, and pain. And then, one day, something changed. I felt a strange energy in the air, a flicker of light in the distance. I was drawn to it, like a moth to a flame. I followed the light, and it led me to a portal. I hesitated for a moment, unsure of what would happen if I stepped through the portal. But then, I realized that I had nothing to lose. I was already dead, already trapped in purgatory. Maybe, just maybe, this portal would lead me to something better. So, I took a deep breath, and I stepped through the portal. As I stepped through the portal, I felt a jolt of energy. It was like I was being pulled in a different direction, away from my purgatory and into a new realm. But as I looked around, I realized that I was still in the same world. The shadows were still there, the whispers were still there. I was still trapped in this purgatory, this world between worlds. I tried to turn back, to go through the portal again, but it was gone. The light was gone, the energy was gone. I was stuck here, alone and isolated. I watched as my family moved on with their lives, never knowing that I was still there. They packed up my room, gave away my belongings, moved to a new house. They were grieving, but they were healing. And I was left behind, in this purgatory, with no hope of escape. I tried to reach out to them, to communicate with them, but it was like I was shouting into a void. They couldn't hear me, couldn't see me. I was invisible, intangible, and alone. Days turned into weeks, weeks turned into months, and months turned into years. I watched as the world outside of my purgatory changed. I saw new technologies, new wars, new leaders. But I was stuck here, in this timeless void. As time went on, I started to feel a sense of dread. What if I was stuck here forever? What if there was no escape? What if I was destined to spend eternity in this purgatory, alone and forgotten? I tried to keep myself busy, exploring every inch of my purgatory, searching for a way out. But there was nothing. No portals, no light, no hope. And then, something strange happened. I started to see other spirits, other ghosts like myself. They were just like me, trapped in this purgatory, searching for a way out. We started to communicate with each other, sharing our stories, our pain, our hopes. Together, we explored the depths of our purgatory, searching for clues, searching for a way out. We found hidden doors, secret passages, forgotten rooms. But none of them led us to the outside world. Days turned into weeks, and weeks turned into months. But with my new friends, my fellow ghosts, I felt a sense of purpose, a sense of belonging. We were in this together, and we would find a way out together. And then, one day, we found it. A portal, hidden in a corner of our purgatory. It was small, barely visible, but it was there. We approached it cautiously, unsure of what would happen if we stepped through it. But we knew that we had to take the chance. We had to take the risk. We had to find a way out of this purgatory, no matter what the cost. So, together, we took a deep breath, and we stepped through the portal. As we stepped through the portal, I felt a rush of energy, a sense of hope. Maybe this would be our way out of this purgatory. Maybe this would lead us to a better place. But as we emerged from the portal, we realized that we were still in the same world. The shadows were still there, the whispers were still there. We were still trapped in this purgatory. But there was something different this time. There was a sense of lightness, a sense of possibility. Maybe, just maybe, we were getting closer to finding a way out. We explored our new surroundings, cautiously at first. But as time went on, we became bolder, more adventurous. We discovered new secrets, new portals, new worlds. And yet, we were still trapped in this purgatory. Years passed, and we watched as our families moved on with their lives. They grew old, they passed away, and we were left behind. I watched as my mother cradled the necklace that I had given her, crying softly to herself. I saw my father sitting alone in his chair, staring off into space. I saw my sister, now a grown woman, wiping away tears as she looked at old photos of us. And I felt regret. So much regret. Regret for leaving them behind, regret for not finding a way out of this purgatory sooner, regret for taking my own life. I wondered if there was a way to make things right, to find some sense of redemption. But no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't find a way out. Years turned into decades, and decades turned into centuries. We watched as the world outside of our purgatory changed. New technologies, new wars, new leaders. But we were stuck here, in this timeless void. I started to feel a sense of hopelessness. Maybe there was no way out. Maybe we were destined to spend eternity in this purgatory, alone and forgotten. But then, something strange happened. I started to notice a change in myself. I started to feel lighter, less burdened. I started to let go of my regrets and my guilt. I realized that I couldn't change the past. I couldn't go back and undo what I had done. But I could focus on the present, on the world around me. I started to explore my purgatory in a new way. I started to appreciate the beauty in the shadows, the whispers. I started to see the world with fresh eyes. And then, one day, something miraculous happened. I saw a glimmer of light in the distance. It was faint, but it was there. I approached it cautiously, unsure of what it was. But as I got closer, I realized that it was a portal. A portal leading to a new world, a world beyond this purgatory. I called out to my friends, my fellow ghosts, and together, we approached the portal. We took a deep breath, and we stepped through it. As we emerged from the other side, we realized that we were no longer ghosts. We were whole again, complete. We had been given a second chance, a chance to start over. And as we looked around, we saw them. Our families, our loved ones, waiting for us with open arms. They welcomed us into their embrace, and we felt a sense of peace that we had never felt before. We realized that this was our true home, our true destiny. And as we looked back at the world of shadows, we felt a twinge of regret, a hint of sadness. But we also knew that we had found redemption, forgiveness, and love. As we embraced our families, we realized that we had been given a second chance, a chance to start over. We were no longer ghosts, no longer trapped in that purgatory. We were whole again, complete. Our families told us about the world beyond the purgatory, about all the wonders and the beauty that existed outside of our shadowy realm. They told us about the experiences and the joys that we had missed out on, about the people and the places that we had never known. We listened intently, soaking in every word. We felt a sense of gratitude, a sense of wonder. We realized that we had been given a second chance, and we didn't want to waste it. We spent time with our families, catching up on the years that we had missed. We laughed and we cried. We shared stories and memories. It was like we had never left. But even though we were grateful for this second chance, we knew that we couldn't stay in this world forever. We knew that we had to explore the world beyond the purgatory, to experience everything that we had missed out on. And so, we set out into the world, eager to explore and to learn. We visited new places, met new people, tried new foods. We felt a sense of adventure, a sense of excitement. But even as we explored the world, we couldn't shake the feeling that something was missing. We missed the connection that we had with our fellow ghosts, the sense of camaraderie that we had built up over the years. We realized that we wanted to help others, to show them that there was hope, even in the darkest of times. And so, we returned to the purgatory to help others find their way out. We found other ghosts, lost and alone, just like we had been. We showed them the portals, the hidden doors, the secret passages. We encouraged them, we lifted them up. And as we helped others find their way out of the purgatory, we realized that we were finding our own way out as well. We were finding a new purpose, a new meaning. As time went on, we continued to explore the world, to learn and to grow. But we never forgot where we had come from, what we had gone through. We never forgot the pain and the regret that we had felt in the purgatory. But we also never forgot the hope, the redemption, and the love that we had found. We knew that we had been given a second chance, and we were determined to make the most of it. And as we looked back at the purgatory, we saw it in a new light. We saw the shadows, the whispers, the pain. But we also saw the beauty, the hope, and the possibility. We knew that we had come a long way, that we had grown and changed. But we also knew that we still had a lot to learn, a lot to explore, a lot to experience. And so, with a sense of wonder and excitement, we set out into the world, eager to see what lay ahead. As we continued to explore the world beyond the purgatory, we realized that there was so much more to discover. We traveled to new places, met new people, and had new experiences. We learned about different cultures and ways of life, about history and science, about art and music. We found joy in the simple things, in the beauty of nature, in the kindness of strangers. But even as we enjoyed the world, we never forgot where we had come from. We continued to help other ghosts find their way out of the purgatory, to show them that there was hope and that they were not alone. We realized that our journey was not just about ourselves, but about something bigger. We were a part of something greater than ourselves, a part of a larger story. And so, we continued our journey, never quite sure where it would take us. But we were filled with a sense of purpose, a sense of adventure. As we traveled, we encountered challenges and setbacks. We faced loss and heartbreak, we struggled with our own inner demons. But we also found strength and resilience. We discovered new parts of ourselves, new strengths and talents that we never knew we had. We learned to lean on each other, to support each other through the hard times. And as we continued our journey, we realized that we were not alone. We were part of a larger community, a community of ghosts who had found their way out of the purgatory and into the world beyond. We shared our stories, our struggles, our joys. We learned from each other, supported each other, and grew together. And even as we continued our journey, we knew that it was not over. There was still so much to learn, so much to explore, so much to experience. But we were excited for the road ahead. We knew that we had each other, that we had the support and the love of our families, and that we had the hope and the possibility of a new tomorrow. We had been given a second chance, and we were determined to make the most of it. We were determined to live fully, to love deeply, and to never forget where we had come from. And as we looked back at the purgatory, we saw it in a new light. We saw the pain and the regret, but we also saw the hope and the possibility. We saw that it had been a part of our journey, a part of our story. But we knew that we had left it behind, that we had found something greater. We had found redemption, forgiveness, and love. And we knew that the road ahead was filled with endless possibility.